Solstice switch flipped. 2025's half burned. Fire season says savor the sparks and steer this blaze. Hey, friend, it's Diane Del Reyes here, licensed acupuncturist, essential oil, acupoint nerd, and business mentor for big-hearted, holistic practitioners like you. With summer solstice upon us, nature is gifting us the most young, most expansive moment of the entire year. In Chinese medicine, that same bursting with life vibe belongs to the fire element. The realm of the heart, joy, connection, and radiant clarity. So in the next, 8 minutes or so, we're going to connect the dots between the solstice light and fire element wisdom so you can feel the energetic pulse of the season in your body and in your business. We're going to do a mid-year check-in, celebrate what's blooming, spot the places where we might be scorching the soil, so to speak, and set fresh intentions for Q3 and Q4, i.e. the rest of this year. And we're going to light some practical sparks. And we're going to also bring in some quick heart-opening acupoint oil combos you can bring into your clinic tomorrow and use on yourself. So if you're ready to turn the seasonal surge into sustainable momentum for yourself and every client you serve, grab your tea, your water, whatever you want to sip on this afternoon, and maybe step outside into the glorious sunshine and let's dive in. All right. So this past Saturday, I went to a solstice event gathering, and I didn't really know what to expect, but the woman who was the host had us go through a little bit of a process. And when I was thinking about the solstice, I was realizing the obvious and sometimes not so obvious crossover between summer solstice and the fire element of Chinese medicine. So, for instance, the height of yang, the maximum light, right? So those two things. So in summer solstice, it's the longest day of the year. Sunlight is at its height. And what that means in Chinese medicine is that it is the most yang of the five elements. It's associated with summer, midday, when everything is at its height, right? And obviously there's the heat and the warmth. Sun's warmth reaches its seasonal peak during the summer. And nature, the nature of the fire element governs body heat, blood circulation, and really kind of that internal, more of that emotional, internal sunshine, if you will. So warmth is really that what stimulates growth and social connection. Think about like the joy and celebration of the summer. So this is the time when there's festivals and gatherings and bonfires and music and emotion of the heart. The fire element is the heart, and um, and its emotion is joy and exuberance. So it's really about being open-hearted, happiness, laughter, shared experiences. These are all fire element characteristics that happen in nature and in our lives naturally during the seasons. It's really this fire element, and summer is about expansion and growth. So gardens are bursting with blooms. Nature is fully expressed at this time of year. And fire's chi, the nature, is to move upward and outward, encouraging this expression. Connection and community. This is another really big one. In the summer, people tend to linger outside longer because there's more sunshine, right? There's more socializing late into the evening. That night, on Saturday night, when I went to the gathering, I didn't get home till 11. And for me, these days, and that's late. So, but it just felt good. And here in Portugal, people are definitely out and about. late at night. Fire rules the heart. It's the vessel of the Shen, the spirit, and empathy. It's really about deepening intimacy, compassion, and genuine connection. The heart loves to connect. I talk about this a lot in AcuOil Alchemy about the nature of the heart and connection and what that means in your business as well. The high sun casts strong, clear light. This is giving us more clarity and illumination. Fire grants that mental that they say in Chinese medicine, the heart houses the mind. So fire grants us some mental clarity and insight and spiritual vision, seeing possibilities, refining purposes, illuminating truth. Transformation and maturity. Seeds that have been planted in the spring are now ripen towards the harvest. They're really in a big growth and transformation stage. So yeah, we'll talk about it in the autumn harvest season. That season it has a different expression. Um, Fire's stage turns raw potential into mature expression. So moving projects from the sprout to blossom and really refining passions and talents. This is an incredible time to be thinking about the things that you feel excited about and passionate about. But there's always a balance, right? So remember to temper enthusiasm with calm so that you're preventing the burnout and the overwhelm and the scattered energy that can come from a fire burning out of control, right? Flaring up too much. So, some of the things that we did, and I want you to reflect on now, is think about you pick the number 3 to 5 on each one of these. First, starting with looking at the first half of the year. What are 3 to 5 things that you experienced, you created, you accomplished, you that made you happy or proud? And think about those things, and it could be anything. They can be personal. Like I was talking about business accomplishments, but also talking about the fact that I had 2 lovely trips this first half of the year, include and then the third one, obviously, here in Portugal. So 3 trips, 3 big trips, and turned 60. So that was something, and I got to spend that with my daughter and her boyfriend. So, like, personally and professionally, what are 3 to 5 things in this first half of the year that you feel really good about? And you're like, "Yeah, hell yeah, I did that," or I experienced that," or "That was a really unexpected thing that happened in my life." And then think about, 3 to 5 things again where maybe things didn't go as well, or maybe you feel stuck at, and I'm going to give you at the end of this, if you're feeling stuck in any way, or you don't feel like you're where you're supposed to be, or you feel like you're not taking the action, and this is the time of year to be taking action for sure, because fire element also all about taking action, inspired action, and feeling passionate about. So maybe you're not feeling passionate about something, you can course correct. It doesn't matter. But you still have so much opportunity and time in 2025 to create goals and experiences that you want in your life and in your business. So what are the areas that you feel like are maybe on a loop and keeping you stuck? And at the end of this, I'm going to give you a 3-point combination to use to help you not feel stuck or to move through stuckness. And I'll explain to you why. And then thirdly, what are the goals that you want to create for the rest of Q3 and Q4? Because we're just about there. We're halfway through June, more than halfway through June, but you still have time to do this process and look at what is it that you want to create. And I want to hear at the end, like, what do you want to create in your business? And what do you want to add a new skill, like using the essential oil acupoint method so that you start standing out more to your and having better results with your patients and also generating more income and getting referrals and all the things that bringing that method into your business really does create. And if you want to get started with that, if you haven't started any of that foundational work, then just put EOE below and I'll put a link to the essential oil energetics and classification course. That is really the foundational piece of learning points and oils combinations. So in AcuOil Alchemy, which is, the deep dive and the certification course. Okay, so what are those are the 3 prompts I want you to consider, taking some time today, tonight, within the next few days. Take action, action. Don't wait on it. And also, so there's 3 points I want you to consider if you feel stuck in any way. The first point is gallbladder 40. The second point is, let's see, so it's make a decision. Oh, spleen 1, gallbladder 40, and kidney 3. Those 3 points, so the gallbladder is in charge of making a decision. Spleen is all about thought, right? In the 5 elements. So it's thought. And so if you're stuck in thought, you need to move through that thought. So move through thought, make a decision, and then take action is kidney 3. And I would end with using black spruce on kidney 3 because that is what really helps us take action. So that's something, and then you do this with your clients too, or patients. Use these points with if your client is feeling stuck, if they say they're feeling stuck, frustrated, they can't move forward, they feel lethargic, like because they're stuck in the patterns in their mind. I had a patient once who was stuck in this pattern thought and could not break through. And she had this loop going on in her head, and it had to do with her deceased mother. I don't have to get into the story, but just know that I did 1 point on her, which was spleen 1 to help her move through that thought, which is not a comfy point. It's fine with oils, obviously, but it's not a comfy point. It's right on the corner of the toenail on the big toe. So and then when I did that, she burst into tears, not from pain, but it just, like, broke through something, and ever since then, it's like she got out of that thought pattern. It was really powerful. So, those are the 3 points. I hope this was helpful. I look forward to hearing from you. Tell me I wanna hear some of your wins from the beginning of 2025, from this first half, and then I wanna hear what you wanna create, and I would love to see you in AcuOil Alchemy. I'll put the links below, and please, if you're watching this on YouTube, definitely subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to get as much information out to you on a regular basis, and take care.